On today's episode of Candy Compare, we're going international as we compare the UK's Crunchie bar to Australia's Violet Crumble. Alright, so first we're going to take a look at the Crunchie bar, which is made by Cadbury. Alright, so here is the Crunchie bar out of its wrapper. Alright, now we got the Violet Crumble, which is made by Australia. Interesting company there. Alright, so here we got the Violet Crumble. Definitely a little bit wider but less long, as you can see here. Also, it almost looks like the chocolate is a bit darker. Alright, so now I'm going to cut into them and we will see how they taste. Here's the internal for the Crunchie, next to the Violet Crumble. A hard time focusing there, but it's kind of like a honeycomb, sugary candy middle. Alright, now we're going to try them both. Start with the Crunchie. That's an incredible bite of candy right there. You have the chocolate on the outside, which kind of gives structure and a little softer texture to the whole thing, but inside you have this amazingly sweet, crunchy, and airy, almost like a honey flavored candy. It's something that I could really eat for like hours and not get tired of. But I definitely light and airy, but filled with flavor. And now we're going to try the Violet Crumble, which looks a little bit denser on the inside. You can immediately tell the difference with that one. The crunch is a lot softer, almost a little bit more moist. Not to say that it's like water you're sticking inside, but not as actually crackly as the other one. You could even hear kind of like a different sound when you're chewing it, and almost a more burnt taste, almost like that kind of taste when you caramelize a marshmallow over a fire and you eat the maybe black burnt part, which is definitely interesting. That flavor, I'm not saying it's going to ruin it, but it gives it a different profile, and if you're not into that, it could really affect the taste for you. Alright, now for the part where we unveil the winner. Who's going to win today? Across the pond or across the world? In second place, I'm going to have to give it to Violet Crumble because it just wasn't as crunchy as the first one. That burnt marshmallow flavor, it felt a little out of place, even though I didn't necessarily hate it, which means that Cadbury wins today. Just a classic candy, amazing flavors, and a perfect crunch, hence the name. I could truly eat 1,000 of these. And I guess Britain gets some revenge today after losing in the Whoppers Maltesers battle. Thanks so much, and tune in for the next episode.